This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Burke, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Nightwing News. That's right, weekly for Dick Grayson's 80th birthday, the day over 20. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, is...
Hi, I'm Kristen.
That's right. As we promised last time, this time we're going to cover another classic tale. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. The new Teen Titans 38, who is Donna Troy. We get a nice showcase of Dick's detective skills. Or should I say Robin?
It's the same person at this point, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's a few months before Nightwing would appear first appear.
Yeah.
Because this is cover dated January 1984.
Yep. Well, he starts his investigation September 1983.
Maybe
That's what it says down there. His personal report.
Maybe that's when they wrote it.
Yeah, or if it is cover date January, would it have been out in September?
Oh, I don't know about September. Might have been October.
Maybe,
I don't know how.
yeah.
I don't know how early it worked back then, but yeah, I mean, if it wasn't September, it probably wasn't too long afterwards.
Yeah. So you can know it started before it finished onto your newsstand. I love how Dick's sitting around in his apartment wearing a big trench coat and his Robin uniform underneath.
Cold.
Yeah, you could put some real clothes on before you go to your apartment.
Well, he's depressed. Things aren't good. I don't know. Something happened between him and Starfire.
Yeah. Well, I think he's more depressed about like Bruce issues, right? He's all like, "Oh, I'm growing up. Being Robin is like meh, meh, meh." I think that's more what it is.
Oh my lord! It just hit me. Instead of 80 years of Grayson, you know what we should have called this?
What?
The Boy Wonder Years.
Dang, we should have. Well, maybe you call it 80 Years of Grayson : The Boy Wonder Years.
Boy Wonder Years, yes.
Yes.
But yeah.
Well, we've got the Boy Wonder Years for a few more weeks before we have to move on to the. Although at this point he's the Teen Wonder.
True. But yes, by the classic team of Marv Wolfman and George Perez.
I know. And they crammed so much in. There's so much going on every page. But that opening shot where Dick's on that, it's not really a cliff, a pile of rocks, I guess, by the water. Mm-hmm. And he's just standing there and the wind is like whipping his cape around him. That's a pretty cool shot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love George Perez's art. I mean, this guy draws, group shots with, he drew Crisis on Infinite Earths. And you know how many characters were in that thing?
He's very
everyone.
He's very detailed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. But yeah, and just one of the nice things about the Titans when Dick's talking about, the emotions, the warm tenderness of fast and good friends, like that's the Titans vibe.
And I just love like the whole thing between him and Donna. It's just like they're like brother and sister. They never fell into that trap. It's like, oh, these two should date, or no.
Yep. Yeah. So Terry actually initiates it. Terry, I've read in a number of lists. People are like, Terry Long, what the heck? That he gets a lot. He gets a lot of hate. But he's not bad.
No.
He never tried to become a hero or whatever. He's just a regular guy.
Not to throw some shade on this because they're about to get married soon. But yeah, so eventually they get divorced, and after.
Yeah, well, and then doesn't he end up dying?
Yes, yeah, oh yeah, with their son, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we're not there yet.
No.
At this point, he and Donna are supposed to get married, and he's just like, Dick, you're a great detective. Can you help Donna find out about her past?
Yeah, she doesn't know who she is, doesn't know who her parents were.
Yep. And Dick, like a good friend, he's like, of course, but I have to make sure Donna's okay with it first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they check in with Donna.
I love that one text box is like his thoughts. He's like, why didn't I ever think to offer to help?
Yeah. Well, the moment wasn't right for the story to be told. That's why.
So yeah, so Donna said she says, you can't, she's like, if you want to try, but I don't think it's worth it.
It's like, well, let's give it a whirl. So then we get the initial background. Because I think that this is kind of the first time they've ever really tried to develop Donna's background, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, so.
I mean, she basically just remembers her first memory in a room on fire with, the bodies who she assumes is her parents, and then Wonder Woman comes and saves her.
Yep. And Wonder Woman tried to check, but the landlord said nobody lived there. So Wonder Woman, a contrast to Batman. Batman, of course, would have never stopped until he had found the tenants of that building back to the 1700s. Wonder Woman was like, whatever, all right. I'll have Donna appoint my ward, and we'll move on.
I don't know if did she officially get her point? Yeah, she just took her to Paradise Island.
Well, she says Wonder Woman had me appointed her legal ward.
Yeah.
I guess that was as far as the U.S. was concerned. But then, yeah, because you can see what Dick's worried about is issues with Batman. Because he's like, as I was with Batman. And then his little his thoughts. Only you never seemed as linked with your mentor as I was with mine.
Yeah.
And it's like Donna knows what he's thinking.
Yeah.
And she's like, Batman was more like your father. Wonder Woman was more like my sister because she actually didn't raise me. She dropped me off to be raised by her mom.
And basically, all the Amazons gave a small fraction of their powers and gave them to Donna.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's very nice of them. And then she could have her Amazon strength.
So she basically grew up on the island.
So, yeah, which sounds like it'd be a pretty sweet place to grow up.
Yeah.
She's like, that's it. So, not a lot to start with, but Dick knows. Gotta look at that apartment.
I love before they started the origin, she's like, oh, people have looked, no one ever found anything, and Robin, Dick's like, I haven't looked yet, basically, should just come out and say, I was trained by the best in the world.
She's like, did you know I was raised by Batman? But this is before they start. See, because this is before they're this is pre-crisis, so he doesn't have a bad breakup, so to speak, with Batman, so they don't have to make jokes about it.
Yes, and he's still Robin, so he really hasn't.
Right, yeah. He's thinking, you can tell he's thinking about it, because they've got those things in there. Where he's like, you weren't as connected to him as I was with Batman.
Yes.
And then we get some props for Terry. Because Terry's like, you guys do this. Don't worry. It doesn't matter what you find out. I'll love you. Dick's like, oh, yeah, I always wondered what she saw in such a regular Joe. But now I know. And I was like, oh. That's nice.
Yes. So that night they go, they suit up and go check out the apartment, that old apartment.
It says, danger. This building is condemned.
Yep, it's going to be knocked down to build a new mall.
Yep. But this time, Dick has the blueprints, so they'll know.
Yep.
And lo and behold, courtesy of the blueprints, they find a coal bin. And inside that box is a doll.
Donna's like,
Donna's not quite sure yet what that doll means, but she knows it means something.
Yep. She's like, I can't remember, but it seems like it means something.
And so we are on top of it. Clue number 1. That a not very helpful lady.
Oh yeah, is it like the lady who owned the building? Because her and her husband, but the husband's dead.
Yep. Donna's sad. Dick's like, don't worry, I'm going to take this to my lab, which it appears the lab is in his apartment. Which feels a little odd, like, wouldn't the Titans have a lab?
Unless Donna wanted to keep it private, I don't know.
No, that's true. I guess you could have two. You could have 2 labs. Yes, oh yeah, and that's right. He's like, I could have fallen in love with Donna, but I know I did love her, but like a sister. He doesn't say that, but he's like, but better than if I were her lover, which is good because it's like, yes, please, let's like, we don't need to ship everybody with everybody.
No. Oh, I love
nice
I love the green text box. I retired to my lab, confident that the Batman had taught me well.
I know it is a pretty fantastic text box. It's true though. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's classic. See, and then I love. Sorry, I have it in my I have it on my phone. Right. I mean, I own a couple of these, but I love that picture. Ooh, sorry, I never forget that. Yes. It's like he's wearing half his Robin outfit and half regular clothes. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just supposed to be a red T-shirt, but it looks like it's his Robin outfit. I mean, I think those are his Robin gloves. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, no. I got the comic. They're blue in the comics. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they look kind of green on the digital one.
So yeah, I don't know if they're just supposed to be rubber gloves or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but that picture just cracked me up. It's like Robin on the top, Dick Grayson on the bottom.
Yeah, and then he said he found scraps of fabric in the thing, and he worked for days, spraying each millimeter of fabric with special chemicals until parts of 7 letters were revealed. Then I fed the letters into a computer program to compare them with known words, taking into account proper spacing. It took 7 hours and 36 minutes before the combination clicked into place, and I gasped when I did.
Which actually, that feels kind of fast. 7 hours, because sometimes it can take like days with all. I mean, because there's got to be a lot of combinations out there.
Well, again, yeah, you know how. Easy.
Particularly for a 1983 computer to only take 7 hours, that's pretty good.
I mean, unless he's hooked up to, the Batcave, Titan's Tower.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, and the fabric, and it reveals the fabric said, "Hello, my name is Donna."
Yep. And then he's doing more stuff. Yeah, like CSI kind of stuff. And then we know Uncle Max.
Oh yeah, because he's working on the doll. Supplying solutions and stuff, and
then he gets on a plane, I guess, down to Virginia. That's where Newport News is, right?
Yeah, but just working on the doll, to find the Uncle Max clue said took another day and a half.
Sure.
Then he decides not to tell Donna anything until he finds out more.
So goes down there, and Uncle Max is a gold mine of information. Saying, oh yeah, I used to make these for the orphanage. That's why I signed it. No, it closed down because of some sort of child slavery scandal.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Dick has his Batman moment. The Batman always told me how one clue would open up another, and then another. And as usual, he was right. I guess that's why he's the best. And I guess that's why I now realize how lucky I was to work with him. See, he's having these growing moments. He's thinking. It's in his head about how.
Yep. He's trying to find the head of the orphanage. Found innocent of all charges.
He's looking around, and then we get to this page where he's in another blind alley, but then he is in his hotel, and this drawing just cracks me up. Like, it's like this is the model for the disco wing outfit, like deep V-neck.
Oh, the shirt like half unbuttoned, yeah.
It doesn't even look like it has buttons on it. I love that panel.
And then a guy just like walks in his room.
Yep. It's okay. Well, he's thinking about how he needs to apologize to Corey. Because he says he's been an ass to her these past months, so because he's going through some teenage angst. He's trying to figure out who he is.
Yep.
And then then a random dude shows up and he's like, "Hey, you looking for Miss Elvira?" He's like, "I am." And the guy, a good guy, he says, "You're not going to hurt her, are you?" And he's like, "No, of course not." So then he lets him know where she is.
It's so weird because he said he was the gardener at the orphanage, but I don't think he even tells you his name ever. He was just like, I was the gardener.
Yeah.
So Dick asked him if where's Miss Elmira? She's at the Sun Harbor Nursing Home in Cherry Lake Farms, Florida. Poor soul had a bad breakdown after that child selling scandal.
Yeah.
Never even suspected the lawyer was up to such badness.
Lawyers, man. Gonna have to watch out for them. And then, when I reread this, I meant to look it up, but so then he calls Donna. Yeah. She's like, "What? You were still working on that?" And he's like, "Yeah, because I can't have you think I can't give up my reputation as the teenage Ellery Queen." Although I was just double checking. Yeah, the TV series was in the 70s, though. I thought maybe it was like contemporary to this issue, but no. In 83, what detectives were on TV? He should have been like Miami Vice or something.
Columbo.
Matlock. Matlock might be later. He might be 90s.
Is he a detective?
Murder, She Wrote.
No, Murder, She Wrote.
But anyway, I like that one. That was a good one. Also, just how interesting it is in the 80s. I just noticed there's one Teen Titans where Dick and Corey go out to a show and Dick's wearing a 3-piece suit, and it sticks to your mind because he's actually wearing a 3-piece suit that's green with a red bow tie, and somebody put it up once on Tumblr, and they were like, "Dick, just because you love elephants doesn't mean you have to dress like Babar." And I was like, "Oh my god, it's the exact same outfit as Babar the elephant." But anyway, it just reminded me of 3-piece suits used to be a thing, and you see it in this one too, because they're driving down to Florida, and before they go in to meet this woman at the nursing home, Dick's wearing a 3-piece suit, and Donna's wearing a dress. You're like, man. People don't dress up like that anymore. Nope. Especially not in Florida, where it's hot all the time.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just was, because he's like driving it in, and they even, because Marv Wolfman, George Perez, he's so good at the details. Oh, yes. We even got Dick putting the suit coat on.
Mm-hmm. And seeing they're walking in, Donna's like, "Thanks, Dick. I love you for this." See, no one tells Batman that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
He's not a people person like Dick.
Because he's like, "I'm here with you. Don't worry." And they're holding hands. I don't think Batman holds hands with too many people. No. Not like this. Not like in a friendly, non-sexual way. Platonic. That's the word I'm looking for.
I was going to say, you're saying Batman's too sexual. Okay.
No, I just mean he doesn't hold hands with people in general, does he? I mean, I'm sure he's held hands with Selena, but I don't think that was platonic.
Yeah.
See, that's what I meant.
So they go in. They find an Elmira.
And at first, Donna's like, we should go. She doesn't remember anything. But Dick's like, no, the doll, which he has in his briefcase.
Oh, yeah, cool. First, the nurse is like, yeah, she hasn't spoken a full sentence since she got here about 10 years ago. But then Dick pulls out the doll, and she's like, Donna?
But I think that feels like kind of accurate. Objects can really help you remember stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then she starts talking and gives us some information about how Donna's biological mother was dying of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gave Donna the doll. And then someone adopted her.
Yep.
Mr. and Mrs. Stacy. And so now we're ready for our next step.
I just love like the minute she hears a clue, she's like, that does ring a bell. That does ring a bell.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little like convenient, but you know.
Because she did seem pretty young when all this happened. I was, it would have been.
I think just a baby.
Like, yeah, I don't remember any of this, but yeah.
Yeah. And then hugging Miss Elvira. And then, of course, another classic panel where she's talking about Donna, but they've got that picture of Dick, and it says "so pretty" over it. Because it works for both Dick and Donna. They're both so pretty. And then Donna seems pretty satisfied. She's like, I'm so happy.
Yes, they go to eat. Even if you're thinking this, don't say this out loud. He's like, I don't think I've ever seen her eat so much.
Right, yeah.
She's like, it's over. I know who I am. My real mother is. My adopted parents died in the fire. Dick's like, really? So then they go back to Virginia and drive through the old town. And that's when Donna comes across Faye Stacy, who is now Faye Evans, who had a new family. There. Oh boy, might have lost Kristen for a second. So after Donna thought everything was done. Dick didn't think so. So they're driving back through the town in Virginia. Yes, they come across this family who is, like I said, the mother is was Faye Evans now, but was Faye Stacy. And she's telling them about 2 year they adopted Donna. 2 years later, the husband died in an accident at work. We didn't have much money, so again, another mother had to give Donna up for adoption.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened.
No, I was just saying about how they drove through the town and came across Faye Evans used to be Faye Stacy, and she's telling Donna about how her husband died 2 years after they adopted her. And, now another mother had to give her up for adoption.
Yeah. Well, because she gave, but that guy took advantage of her.
Oh yeah.
The corrupt lawyer from the orphanage. She could have kept Donna, but since that guy was running a child selling scheme, he saw a vulnerable woman and he forced her to give up Donna.
Again, years.
Mm-hmm. shady lawyers are very true villains. Not all lawyers, just the shady ones.
And of course, once we talk about this again, Donna, I remember. I was taken to this dirty room. I remember crying.
And then as she's talking, but you see, Dick's got he's got a look on his face. He's thinking about something.
Mm-hmm.
So even though everything is going great for Donna, and they're even like, "Oh, now you could be like a member of our family. This is wonderful."
Yeah,
So I'm so happy it worked out well.
Yeah, the two bodies in that original room with the fire were the people who were trying to adopt her, through not so legal means.
Yep. And Dick's like, "Hold on, I'll be back."
Mm-hmm.
So while Donna's looking at early pictures, Dick's like, "I'm going to the prison."
To visit Harrison, the lawyer.
Yep.
You're the
he's
cute
like,
Batman.
"Yep."
Oh, and that's when Dick threatens him because he says he wants information. You're part of a child selling scam. You used your knowledge as Willowbrook's lawyer to know who adopted which kids. And Harrison's like, why should I tell you anything? He's like, the Batman and I have many enemies in this prison. If it should leak out that you are my stoolie.
It's like, okay. I gave the kids my go-betweens.
Mm-hmm.
They were waiting in an apartment to sell the kid.
Yeah,
so yeah, the people who died with Donna were not the people who were going to adopt her. They were his go-betweens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I gave the kid to my go-betweens. They pretended they were the real parents. They were going to sell Donna for $20,000.
So, and they died, and then was it the landlord? They all died in that fire.
Mm-hmm.
And
so Dick's like, okay.
And he was trying to figure out if the people in the apartment had adopted Donna also, and he found that they hadn't.
Yeah. I think he was just like, was that like another family that Donna was going, or really, no. The last family she had were the people that she just met. So we've got that going on. Oh yeah, thankfully they hadn't.
And he meets up with Donna, visiting her mother's grave. Thinking how she has so many parents now: Queen Hippolyta, the Evanses, and her dead mother.
Yep.
And Dick gives her back the doll all fixed up. Uncle Max fixed it up again.
Yep. And she's like, and I have not just family, but my friends were also my family, the Titans. So it was like all coming together in one giant ball of happiness. And then because of that, when Dick gets home, he calls Corey.
Feeling all happy, and he calls Corey. Yep.
Yep. He's like, I need to be hanging out with Corey more. Because next up, 39 is the one where he decides to stop being Robin. So, boom. Some serious stuff is coming together.
Not for long, extend the Judas contract.
That's right. Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. I mean, this one, it often appears on classics lists because it is classic. Like, it's really great. I mean, us as Dick Grayson fans, we're like, oh, we love it because he's a good detective and he's, crushing it. But I mean, it's a great story for Donna.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice story, like you said, because it's a man and woman friendship and there's no sexual tension. Like, they're not trying to ship them. It's not like it's not like what could have been. Dick's like, she's with Terry. I'm really happy she's with Terry. Like, yeah.
and it's unlike a lot of superhero stories. There's not even like one punch thrown in this issue or anything. It's just basically a detective story.
Right? Yeah, yeah. But even sometimes the detective stories have punches.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying,
Yeah, but he doesn't even have to
it was
punch the dude. He's just like,
yeah.
Batman has a lot of enemies, bro.
I mean,
the guy's like, I'll talk.
yeah, like you said, it's basically just a story of friendship and like a it was more about the detective work than.
Yep. But also, since it was the 80s, they threw in some fancy crime techniques that were starting to become, I don't know, more mainstream. I mean, nowadays, everyone's CSI and the
Yeah.
snot out of everything. But, that was probably much more cutting edge in the 80s.
So you're more familiar with a lot of Dick's like earlier stuff. Is this like the first time they really showcased like his it's just purely his detective skills?
So in this kind of format where it's very much laid out as a classic detective story, I would say this is one of the first really kind of clear example. But I think part of the reason this becomes like such a really clear example is because it's all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's done in one issue. Because definitely in the New Teen Titans, Dick very much fills that like detective role that he did in the original Titans as well. So this isn't the first time he's doing the detective thing, but yeah, I think this is a really good example because the story is self-contained. So you see it's all the detective stuff happening bit by bit in one issue.
I mean, I think that again, Nightwing is coming up soon here too. So I think they were like, it's like, okay, yeah, he's he's pretty much, all pretty much as good a fighter as Batman, but hey, look, he's like as smart as Batman too. So hey, he's ready for a new identity.
Yeah, because I think he mentioned something about the Outsiders team up that he could kind of hold his own. So there was that Outsiders Teen Titans crossover where, yeah, it's been a while since I read that one, but if I recall, there's kind of like Batman's idea for what they should do and Dick's idea for what they should do, and Dick's is like a softer, gentler version.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we need to go with this one. And I think to kind of highlight that like Dick is a little bit more about the relationships and the family, and like we need to save our friend, not just save the day, kind of thing. Like I said, it's been a while. But yeah. So it's not the first time, but certainly his. And I mean, they do show his detective skills in the 70s in his little background or whatever they're called. His issues. I mean, sometimes he does kind of goofy stuff because because
it was
like some of the stuff with Joker's daughter was kind of weird. But But he also is doing some detectiving and figuring out, who the campus agitator is and stuff like that.
All right. But yeah, I was looking forward to this. Again, this is a classic story. And again, it's like, different than a lot of other superhero stories.
Yeah. Well, because they're not really superheroes for most of it either.
True. They're friends.
Yeah.
People.
I mean, I think Donna, you don't really ever. Well, I think when they go to the building, they're both wearing their outfits. But I mean, yeah, Dick only dresses up as Robin to go to
the beach and the jail.
Well, that's his contemplative spot. No, he dresses up to go to the prison as Robin because like they'll let Robin in to talk to a prisoner, but they're not gonna be like some random 18 or 19-year-old like, what are you doing here, dude? Get out.
And not that the Robin suit's that threatening, but it's like, yeah, I work with Batman. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. But yeah, it is good. It is good. Although I don't think they talk about Donna's family. I mean, I think she might invite these people to the wedding, but they don't become like a huge part of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they after a while, I think they retcon stuff too, where it's like, oh no, the origin it's
Yeah, actually they did. Yeah, um
it was a few times I swear.
in New Titans 50 through 54, I think, is when Donna becomes Troya and
Mm.
does the black with the silver costume. And yeah, I think she has a different origin then. Because that, I guess, would be post crisis. And I think, unfortunately, they ditch all of those stuff in this and they make her more like a proper Amazon, right?
I think so. Just looking this up.
Does she get like formed out of clay, or is that Wonder Woman who gets formed out of clay?
I know it was Wonder Woman. 1980s. Okay, here's the Donna Troy thing. Yeah, they get married in Teen Titans 50 or Tales of the Teen Titans 50. No, I think they pretty much keep it the same till after Crisis. Okay. They did have to like redo her origin because after Crisis, remember they mess with Wonder Woman's origin. Like Wonder Woman didn't show up till way later, so they're like, well,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's New Titans like 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 that is like a new origin story for Donna, and I think that's when she becomes Troya.
Oh yeah, who New Titans 50 through 54, who is Wonder Girl?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, the Titans of Myth enlist on his aid against the murderous Sparta of Senrianok. It is revealed that the Titan the Titan Rhea had rescued a young Donna from a fire. Donna and Sparta had then been part of a group of 12 orphans from around the universe who had been raised on New Kronos by these Titans as Titan seeds, their eventual saviors. The seeds have been given superhuman powers and named after ancient Greek cities. Called Troy, Donna, like the others, had eventually been stripped of her memories and of her time with the Titans of Myth and reintroduced into humankind to await her destiny. So yeah, they really had to go out of their way because Crisis messed up a lot of stuff for a lot of people because, the whole thing with Wonder Woman, they had to run around and fix Donna's origin. And then it's like the Legion of Superheroes, like they had, their whole thing was like based on Superboy. And then after Crisis, it's like, oh yeah, Superman was never Superboy. They're like, what do we do?
Yeah. Seems like they cause more problems trying to streamline stuff.
Yeah, they wanted to make one streamlined universe. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
Which they have subsequently moved away from.
I think they see multiverse cells now.
Yeah. I know, because then they make Batman like kind of more of a jerk than in the different versions of Nightwing's origin that come afterwards.
Yeah. Although, what was it, 2003 Identity Crisis? Brad Meltzer tries to explain why Batman's such a jerk. Did you ever read that?
I don't think so. That's the one where Tim's dad dies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I just peeked in and was like, "Oh, Tim's dad dies. This is depressing."
Well, there's there's a flashback where Dr. Light breaks into the Justice League's headquarters and he rapes Elongated Man's wife. So the League shows up and just like beats the crap out of him, and then he's like, he's still gloating. He's like, "Oh yeah, I see. Hey, Flash, I see you have a wedding ring under your glove and everything." And he's like, "I'm going to keep coming after your families." And half the League of Hawkman's like, "Let's just kill him," and the rest of them are like, "No, we can't kill him. But hey, Zatanna's here. How about we do a mystical mind wipe on him?" They basically lobotomize. They want to lobotomize him. And Batman shows up and it's like, "No, you're not doing this." And they use Zatanna to wipe Batman's memory of that whole event. So the whole thing was like, Meltzer saying, subconsciously for years, that's why Batman's been such a jerk to superheroes, because on some unconscious level, he remembers that they mess with his mind.
Interesting.
Yeah, but when Dr. Light got his memory back, he was all mad and started, coming after everyone because he's like, yeah, the League lobotomized me and, made me basically an idiot and, just, made me a punching bag for their kids, the Titans.
Wow.
Yeah, I got dark.
That doesn't mean Batman had to be a jerk to Dick. Dick still wasn't involved.
I know.
Also, not a fan of elongated man's wife being raped just for like other people's pain. What about her?
I know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the summary. I don't think I'll be reading it.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes. So anything else about this issue?
I don't know. It's a great one.
No, yeah.
Beautiful art. Great issue for Dick. Great issue for Donna. Great issue for Dick and Donna being friends. It's only one issue. All that goodness packed into one issue. It's a lot of value for your money.
Yeah, I know. Back in the day, it was only 75 cents too.
Dang. Best 75 cents you might spend.
Heck yeah.
I mean, because yeah. That's cheap.
Yeah, I missed the one and dones. But next week, I'm going to kind of go back a little bit for Robin Annual 4. I mean, it's from 1995, but it's the retelling of Dick's origin.
Yeah. Well, so kind of what we're doing, viewers, is we're kind of going in publication order. I mean, we went out of order with the Gargoyle because, Gargoyle was related to the other one. But yeah, we're trying to keep like all the Robin stuff together and then the Nightwing stuff and then the Batman stuff.
Yes.
But that means that because Dick was Robin for 40 some years, but then they've also in more modern times gone back to Dick being Robin in a number of things.
Yeah, that's interesting because 95 they did like a bunch of all the annuals that year. I think were year one origins. I mean, so they could have did like Tim Drake's year one, I guess, but yeah, they went all the way back to Dick's year one.
No, yeah, I imagine it was actually rather confusing for people. I mean, I love it. It's a really good story. But yeah, if you were reading, and yeah, because actually the first time I read it, I think I saw that it was like, well, my dad had it, and I was just looking up in the attic, and I was like, oh, this is like the different Robin outfit. Is this Dick? And then I started reading it, and it was. But yeah, it was probably actually a little bit confusing when it first came out.
Yeah.
And people were like, because Tim's not in it at all.
No.
It's not even like that 0 hour one where they're both in it.
It's a complete flashback. Yeah. Very good modern take on. Like I said, I'd forgotten how good it was until I reread it. But yes, we will get into that next episode.
Yep. There are just so many classics.
Oh, wait a minute. We don't have that 0 hour issue on our list, do we?
No, do we want it?
We might be able to squeeze it in, maybe. Yeah. Because I think there might.
Do we want it with the annual or different time?
I don't. Yeah, I was gonna wait longer, but yeah, we could. Yeah, you think we should do that? Do that next episode with Robin Annual 4?
I don't know. Let's see. We'll think about it. Let me see what the list is.
Okay. I was gonna say there's the ones closer, like when we get to like that Nightfall or Night's End issue. Yeah.
Yeah, we could throw it in with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a while. So, all right. Yeah, because I mean that the annual's a bigger issue anyway, so give that its full attention.
Exactly. It's a gem.
That's right. So yes, everyone. Next time, Robin Annual 4 from 1995. Very good. Modern retelling, go a little more in depth on that Dick Grayson's origin.
Yeah, try to fill in some of the question marks that modern people would have. That they'd be like, how do you randomly get custody of a circus orphan? How do you?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So should we get out of here?
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So yes, join us next time for Robin Annual 4. Again, the list is on our social media, so email us about any of them, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And like I said, follow us on all the Nightwing News social media. You can find that and all the Capes and Lunatics social media at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And remember to support all our sponsors: Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life the book. Get it now in digital and paperback. If you want to know about the world of podcasting, check that out. And speaking of books, if you're a discerning fan of Nightwing, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Came out 2015 for Dick Grayson's 75th. So, yeah, pick that up. Pick it up. Because I don't know who put this out, but hey. It's a good reference for all things Dick Grayson. So check that out. And remember to check the show notes for the Amazon link for Southgate Media Group, so you can help support us and help bring you this fine quality programming such as the Nightwing News. Kristen, I know you don't have anything to promote.
You've already promoted everything. You're so complete and thorough.
You won't push your own book. I can't. That's right. People should put that whole Dick Grayson Boy Wonder together. So, as I said, she's the expert. All right. Thank you for joining us. Come back next week. That's right.
Same wing time.
Oh.
Same wing channel.
That's right. It's weekly now. It's Dick Grayson's birthday, but you get the present every week. So yes, come back. Robin Annual 4. Great story, great art. Again, get more in depth on that origin that we kind of talked about a few episodes back. Oh, Robin Annual 4 followed by Batman Dark Victory.
Nice.
Followed by the Gauntlet.
Ooh. When does year one come? Oh, and then year one's after the Gauntlet, right?
Yeah. All right. Join us same time.
Same wing time, same wing channel. Come on, Phil.